years ago I showed you how to make pie crust using one of these. That is so 2 years ago. Now I use this. This recipe makes enough dough for one large pie, or at least 8 turnovers. I'm going to start by cutting 2 sticks of butter into chunks and freezing them. Keeping the butter cold is the most important concept in creating a flaky pie crust. I'm using salted butter, so if you have unsalted, then you should double the amount of salt in the recipe. Put the butter in your freezer for at least 30 minutes. This recipe is pretty much the max I can do in my food processor. Add 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and then get your butter out of the freezer and throw that in. You'll need 2/3 a cup of ice cold water. Using cold water helps keep the butter from getting soft while it's being blended in the food processor. Slowly pour the water into the processor while blending. Take about 10 seconds to add the water. Once all the water is added, switch to pulsing the ingredients. I haven't pulsed it enough yet to form the dough, but I want to show you what it looks like when it hasn't yet come together. See how it's still kind of dry and powdery looking along the edge of the bowl? It just needs to be pulsed a little longer, until it looks like this. Now it can be formed into a ball that will hold itself together. Dump out the dough and press it together a little bit. Then divide it into 2 parts. Press each half into a ball. And then press each ball into a disc about 1 inch thick. I sifted a little flour on top. You don't have to. You want to refrigerate the dough for at least 30 minutes. You don't absolutely have to chill the dough, but it will make it a lot easier to work with, and it will also hold its shape better through the baking process. Okay, let's roll some dough. Always use a glass pie pan for a properly cooked crust. Now, if I had not chilled the dough, it would be very soft at this stage and not so easy to transfer to the pan without breaking or tearing it. But back to the pie. I stuff as many apples as I can in there and sift a mixture of flour, sugar, and cinnamon over them. I'll put the amounts on my blog because this video is really about the crust. You'll need to cut some vents in the top crust, so why not make them pretty? See those little chunks of butter in the dough? That's how you know you've done good. I use scissors to cut the excess dough away. Then I press the 2 layers of dough together and fold them under to seal the edge. I'm going to use some of the excess dough to make 3 leaf shapes for the top of the pie. I'm brushing the pie with an egg wash here, but I don't usually do that. This crust will be beautiful even without the egg wash and the sugar sprinkled on top. I bake apple pies for 20 minutes at 425 degrees with another 30 to 40 minutes at 350.